This is why you need to know the risks of psychic powers. Psychic abilities, often referred to as extrasensory perception or ESP, have fascinated humanity for centuries. From ancient shamans to modern-day psychics, the allure of tapping into unseen realms and gaining insights beyond the ordinary senses is undeniable. However, with this fascination comes a set of hidden dangers that are often overlooked. It's crucial to understand these risks to navigate the world of psychic abilities safely and responsibly. From emotional turmoil to isolation, the dangers are real. Many individuals who explore their psychic abilities find themselves grappling with intense emotional experiences. These can range from sudden mood swings to deep feelings of sadness and loneliness. The emotional impact of psychic experiences can be overwhelming, especially for those who are unprepared or lack proper support systems. Psychic abilities, often called extrasensory perception or ESP, captivate many. The practice of using tarot cards, crystals, and other tools to enhance psychic abilities is widespread. These practices can provide valuable insights and guidance, but they also come with their own set of challenges. It's important to approach these tools with respect and caution, understanding that they are not infallible and can sometimes lead to confusion or misinterpretation. But with this allure comes a flip side. After a psychic reading or session, it's common for individuals to feel a mix of emotions. Some may feel enlightened and empowered, while others may feel confused or even distressed. It's essential to process these experiences thoughtfully and seek clarity when needed. Remember, not all psychic insights are meant to be taken at face value. Discernment is key. Emotional distress can hit hard, with overwhelming feelings and mood swings. The intensity of psychic experiences can trigger strong emotional reactions. It's not uncommon for individuals to feel a sense of emotional overload leading to tears, frustration, or even anger. These emotions can be difficult to manage, especially if they arise unexpectedly. Developing healthy coping mechanisms is crucial for maintaining emotional balance. Many feel isolated, misunderstood by those around them. The journey of exploring psychic abilities can be a lonely one. Many individuals find that their experiences are not easily understood or accepted by friends and family. This sense of isolation can be challenging, leading to feelings of being an outsider or not belonging. It's important to seek out like-minded individuals who can offer support and understanding. Constantly sensing energies can lead to mental fatigue, and the anxiety of controlling these powers can be intense. The constant influx of psychic information can be mentally exhausting. Individuals may find themselves struggling to focus or feeling drained after intense psychic experiences. Additionally, the pressure to control and manage these abilities can lead to significant anxiety. It's important to prioritize self-care and take breaks when needed to avoid burnout. Establishing boundaries is tough, often causing confusion between one's own feelings and others. One of the biggest challenges for those with psychic abilities is distinguishing between their own emotions and the energies they pick up from others. This can lead to confusion and emotional turmoil. Journaling can be a helpful tool for sorting out these feelings and gaining clarity. Writing down experiences and emotions can provide a sense of perspective and help identify patterns. Skepticism and criticism from doubters can shake self-belief. Not everyone believes in psychic abilities, and encountering skepticism or criticism can be disheartening. Doubters may question the validity of psychic experiences, leading individuals to second-guess themselves. It's important to stay grounded in one's own truth and not be swayed by external opinions. Building a strong sense of self-belief is essential for navigating the challenges of psychic exploration. The influx of psychic insights can be overwhelming, making traditional problem-solving seem impossible. The sheer volume of information received through psychic channels can be daunting. Individuals may find it difficult to process and integrate these insights into their daily lives. This can lead to a sense of being overwhelmed and struggling to concentrate on everyday tasks. Developing strategies for managing and organizing psychic information is crucial for maintaining mental clarity. If you're struggling, consider grounding techniques like spending time in nature or visualizing routes to stabilize your energy. Grounding is an essential practice for anyone exploring psychic abilities. Spending time in nature, meditating, and visualizing routes extending from the body into the earth can help stabilize and balance energy. These practices can provide a sense of calm and centeredness, making it easier to navigate the challenges of psychic exploration. Setting boundaries, meditation, and journaling can also help manage the chaos. Establishing clear boundaries is crucial for maintaining emotional and mental well-being. Meditation and journaling are powerful tools for gaining insight and clarity. These practices can help individuals process their experiences, set intentions, and create a sense of order amidst the chaos. Regularly engaging in these activities can provide a strong foundation for navigating the complexities of psychic abilities. Seeking support from like-minded individuals or mental health professionals is crucial. Connecting with others who share similar experiences can provide invaluable support and validation. Group therapy sessions, support groups, and individual therapy can offer a safe space to discuss and process psychic experiences. Mental health professionals can provide guidance and tools for managing the emotional and psychological challenges that may arise. Remember, psychic abilities aren't just a fascinating gift, they come with serious challenges. While the allure of psychic abilities is strong, it's important to approach them with a balanced perspective. Recognizing the potential challenges and risks is essential for navigating this journey safely. Reflection and contemplation can help individuals gain a deeper understanding of their abilities and the responsibilities that come with them. Stay informed and take care of your mental health. Prioritizing mental health is crucial for anyone exploring psychic abilities. Engaging in self-care activities, reading about mental health, and seeking information can provide valuable support. Staying informed about the potential risks and challenges can help individuals make informed decisions and take proactive steps to protect their well-being. Remember, the journey of exploring psychic abilities is unique to each individual, and taking care of oneself is paramount. Today we're diving into the complex world of magic mushrooms and their potential risks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Magic mushrooms dangerous? Has HBO's budget been cut that drastically? But no, this isn't a cry for help, at least not entirely. This is about a substance often portrayed as a whimsical trip to Wonderland, but as with anything that can alter your consciousness, there's a whole other side to the story. While many people report positive experiences, even life-changing ones, it's crucial to be aware of the potential negative effects. It's like that old saying, if you stare long enough into the abyss stares back, and then it might offer you some questionable fungi. We're not here to demonize magic mushrooms, but to arm you with the facts, because frankly the potential risks are about as subtle as a brick through a stained glass window. So buckle up, kids. We're about to embark on a journey through the good, the bad, and the downright ugly side of magic mushrooms. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Let's start with the psychological impact, because honestly, messing with your brain chemistry is rarely a walk in the park. Some users report experiencing anxiety, paranoia, or even full-blown panic attacks during or after their mushroom voyage. Imagine this: you're expecting a gentle float down a lazy river, but instead, you get swept into a raging torrent of existential dread. Not exactly the kind of trip you'd write home about, unless your idea of a postcard is a frantic scribble on a napkin that just says, "It all feels wrong." And the fun doesn't necessarily stop when the mushrooms wear off. Some unlucky souls experience lingering anxiety or a shift in their usual mood, which is less enlightened being and more why am I suddenly afraid of houseplants. Speaking of unwelcome souvenirs, let's talk about HPPD, or hallucinogen persisting perception disorder. It's a mouthful, I know. But then again, so is trying to explain to your doctor that you keep seeing fractal patterns on your toast 6 months after you dabbled in psychedelics. This isn't just a case of the occasional flashback, mind you. For some, HPPD is a persistent state of visual disturbance. Imagine seeing tracers, halos around lights, or objects morphing in your peripheral vision all the time. It's like your brain went on vacation and came back with a permanent tie-dye filter. And the worst part, there's no guaranteed cure. So that whole expanding your mind thing takes on a whole new meaning when your reality itself seems permanently altered. But hey, maybe you're thinking, my mind is a fortress. Physical discomfort can't touch me. Well, hold on to your hats, or buckets as it were, because magic mushrooms can also pack a punch in the gut department. Nausea and vomiting are fairly common side effects, which, let's be honest, kind of takes the fun out of the whole transcendental experience thing. It's hard to appreciate the interconnectedness of the universe when you're hunched over a toilet bowl, praying for the sweet release of unconsciousness. And let's not forget about the gastrointestinal discomfort. Imagine your stomach doing the Macarena on a roller coaster. Not exactly the recipe for spiritual enlightenment, is it? Chapter 4. Impaired Judgment. This is your brain on shrooms. Now let's talk about impaired judgment, because here's a newsflash. When you're high as a kite, your decision-making skills take a nosedive. It's like asking a drunken hummingbird to perform brain surgery. Entertaining in theory, disastrous in practice. Remember that whole altered state of consciousness thing? Yeah, well, it doesn't exactly lend itself to sound judgment. In fact, it's more likely to lead to questionable choices like trying to have a philosophical debate with a lamppost or attempting to fly by flapping your arms really hard. And here's the kicker, this impaired judgment can increase the risk of accidents or dangerous behaviors. So, that spontaneous urge to go for a swim in the ocean at night? Maybe not the best idea when you can't tell the difference between a dolphin and a floating pool toy. Chapter 5. Bad trips, welcome to your personal nightmare. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the dreaded bad trip. You know, that special brand of psychological horror show where your worst fears come to life, and the only escape is to ride out the wave of terror until the mushrooms decide they've tortured you enough. Imagine this. You're expecting a pleasant stroll through a field of daisies, but instead, you find yourself in a Boschian hellscape populated by your deepest insecurities. And the worst part? You can't just tap out and go home. You're trapped in the funhouse mirror of your own mind, and the only way out is through. Bad trips can be characterized by intense fear, confusion, disturbing hallucinations, and a general sense that the universe is out to get you. It's like having a panic attack on a roller coaster, except the roller coaster is your own brain, and it's designed by Stephen King. Chapter 6. Mental Health Interference, Playing with Fire. Now if you're thinking, well, I have a pretty solid grip on reality, so I'm probably good, hold on a second. Because for individuals with a history of mental health issues, or those predisposed to conditions like schizophrenia, using magic mushrooms can be like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. It's not just about triggering a bad trip, it's about potentially exacerbating underlying conditions or even triggering full-blown episodes. Imagine having your carefully constructed mental health house of cards come crashing down because you decided to experiment with a substance that can mess with your brain chemistry. And the worst part? It's impossible to predict who will be affected this way. So even if you think you're in the clear, there's always a risk that you're playing Russian roulette with your mental well-being. Chapter 7. Potential for abuse. The mind wants what it wants. Now you might be thinking, but hey, at least they're not physically addictive, right? And you'd be right, sort of. While psilocybin itself isn't considered physically addictive, there's still potential for psychological dependence or misuse. Think of it like this. You stumble upon a magical well that grants you profound insights and a sense of euphoria. You might be tempted to keep going back for more, even if you know it's not necessarily healthy. And that's the slippery slope with any substance that can alter your consciousness. It's about the allure of escape, the promise of transcendence, and the potential for chasing a high that might not be sustainable in the long run. Chapter 8. Legal risks, don't get caught holding the bag of mushrooms. Let's not forget about the legal ramifications because as much as we like to romanticize the psychedelic outlaw, the reality is far less glamorous. In many places, magic mushrooms are illegal, which means getting caught with them can land you in some seriously hot water. We're not talking about a slap on the wrist and a stern talking to from a disappointed judge. We're talking fines, probation, and even jail time depending on the amount you're caught with and the laws in your jurisdiction. And let's be real, trying to explain to a potential employer that you couldn't attend that job interview because you had a court date for mushroom possession, not exactly the best look for your resume. Chapter 9. Physical risks, when things go really wrong. Now while magic mushrooms aren't typically associated with fatal overdoses in the same way as, say, heroin or fentanyl, that doesn't mean they're without physical risks. Remember that whole impaired judgment thing we talked about? Yeah, that can lead to some pretty dangerous situations. Imagine this, you're tripping on mushrooms, and you decide to go for a walk in the woods. Sounds harmless enough, right? But then, you get lost, disoriented, and maybe even start seeing things that aren't there. Suddenly that peaceful nature walk turns into a survival horror movie. And let's not forget about the potential for accidents. Driving under the influence of mushrooms? Bad idea? Operating heavy machinery? Even worse. Basically, any activity that requires coordination, judgment, and a firm grip on reality is best avoided when you're under the influence. Chapter 10, Individual Variability. Your mileage may vary. And finally, let's talk about individual variability. Because here's the thing about magic mushrooms. They're about as predictable as a cat in a room full of laser pointers. What sends one person on a blissful journey of self-discovery might leave another curled up in a ball of existential dread. The effects of magic mushrooms can vary wildly from person to person, influenced by factors like dosage, individual brain chemistry, mental state, and even the setting in which they're used. It's like playing a psychedelic lottery where the prizes range from profound enlightenment to a one-way ticket to Freak Out City. And the worst part? You don't get to choose your prize. So, there you have it, the good, the bad, and the ugly of magic mushrooms. As you can see, it's not as simple as just popping a few fungi and waiting for enlightenment to hit. It's a complex issue with potential risks and rewards, and it's crucial to approach it with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism. If you're considering using magic mushrooms, especially for therapeutic purposes, it's absolutely vital to do so under the guidance of a qualified professional in a safe and controlled environment. Remember, this isn't about chasing a high, it's about exploring the potential of these substances while minimizing the risks. And for those looking for alternative ways to explore altered states of consciousness, there are options like kava, rhodiola rosea, or even just engaging in creative practices like meditation or art. Remember, the goal isn't necessarily to escape reality, but to engage with it in a deeper, more meaningful way. So be safe, be informed, and choose your adventures wisely. It's important to approach the use of magic mushrooms with caution, and to be aware of the potential risks involved. If considering their use for therapeutic purposes, it is advisable to do so under the guidance of a qualified professional in a safe and controlled environment, or engaging in creative practices. Always prioritize safety and consult with a healthcare professional before trying any new substance or practice.
We hear it everywhere, right? Meditation is the key to a stress-free life. Find your zen with meditation. And while it's true that meditation offers a host of benefits for our mental and physical well-being, it's important to remember that no single practice is a one-size-fits-all solution. Just like with any new routine or therapy, there can be adjustments, and sometimes even unexpected side effects. While meditation is generally considered beneficial for mental and physical health, some individuals may experience negative side effects. Here are some potential adverse effects of meditation. In this video, we're going to dive into some surprising side effects of meditation that you might not be aware of. We'll explore the science behind these effects and, most importantly, discuss ways to navigate them safely and effectively. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding both the pros and cons of any practice empowers you to make informed decisions about your health and well-being. You might think meditation is all about finding peace, and for many it is. But for some, especially in the beginning stages, meditation can actually increase anxiety. Imagine sitting there trying to quiet your mind, and suddenly all these thoughts and worries come flooding in. This can be overwhelming. Remember, this is a normal part of the process. Your mind might need time to adapt to observing thoughts without judgment. Be aware of this possibility so you don't get discouraged. Gently guide your attention back to your breath. Meditation is a practice that takes time and patience to develop. We're constantly on the go, so it's no surprise that sitting still for an extended period can lead to discomfort. If you're new to meditation or not used to sitting for long durations, you might experience aches in your back, neck, or legs. This is especially true if you haven't found a comfortable posture yet. It's like going for a long hike after years of being inactive. Your muscles are going to protest a bit. The good news is that this discomfort is usually temporary. As you continue to meditate, your body will become more accustomed to the posture, and the aches will likely subside. However, it's crucial to listen to your body and not push through any sharp or intense pain. Experiment with different postures, use cushions or blankets for support, and don't hesitate to adjust your position if needed. Remember, meditation should never be about enduring pain. It's about finding a comfortable and sustainable way to cultivate inner peace and well-being. Meditation is often seen as a way to become more grounded, more present in the here and now. But sometimes it can have the opposite effect, leading to feelings of dissociation or detachment from reality. This can feel like you're watching yourself from outside your body, or like the world around you isn't quite real. For some, this detachment can be a peaceful, even blissful experience, but for others it can be unsettling, even a bit scary. It's essential to understand that dissociation is a natural human response to stress or trauma. It's our brain's way of protecting us from overwhelming emotions. If you experience dissociation during meditation, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. The key is to approach it with curiosity and without judgment. Gently bring your attention back to your physical surroundings. Notice the feeling of your feet on the ground, the temperature of the air on your skin. These grounding techniques can help you reconnect with the present moment and ease feelings of detachment. We often go through life suppressing emotions, pushing them down to deal with later. Meditation, with its focus on observing thoughts and feelings without judgment, can sometimes bring these buried emotions to the surface. It's like clearing out a cluttered attic. You're bound to stir up some dust in the process. While this emotional release can be ultimately cathartic, leading to healing and growth, it can also be intense and overwhelming, especially if you're unprepared. You might find yourself experiencing waves of sadness, anger, or fear that you didn't even realize you were holding on to. It's important to remember that this is a natural part of the healing process. Allow yourself to feel these emotions fully without trying to suppress or control them. Think of it like a wave. It will crest and then it will subside. If the emotions become too overwhelming, don't hesitate to take a break from your meditation practice and seek support from a therapist or counselor. You'd think meditation, with its calming effects, would be a recipe for a good night's sleep. And for many it is. But for some, especially when practiced close to bedtime, meditation can actually interfere with sleep. Imagine this: you're lying in bed, trying to quiet your mind, but instead of drifting off, you find your thoughts racing, your mind buzzing with activity. This is because meditation can sometimes make us more alert, more aware of our thoughts and sensations, which isn't exactly conducive to falling asleep. It's like drinking a cup of coffee before bed. It might relax you initially, but it can also keep you awake. If you find that meditation disrupts your sleep, try practicing it earlier in the day, at least a few hours before bedtime. This will give your mind and body enough time to wind down before you hit the pillow. And remember, if you're struggling with insomnia or other sleep issues, it's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional. We often associate meditation with improved focus and concentration, but ironically, some people experience the opposite effect, at least temporarily, after meditating. They describe feeling a kind of brain fog, a sense of mental haziness. Think of it like this: you've just spent time decluttering your mind. Your mind might be taking the opportunity to process information. This processing can sometimes manifest as a temporary dip in focus. The good news is that this brain fog is usually short-lived. Once your mind has had a chance to integrate the benefits, your focus and clarity return. Meditation encourages introspection, a deep dive into our inner world. While this can be incredibly enriching, leading to self-discovery and personal growth, it can also lead to some pretty profound existential questions. As you become more aware of your thoughts, feelings, and sense of self, you might start grappling with questions about the meaning of life, your purpose, your place in the universe. It's like suddenly seeing the world in a whole new light, with all its complexities and mysteries. For some, this existential exploration can be exhilarating, a journey of self-discovery. But for others, it can be unsettling, even disorienting, leading to a sense of confusion or uncertainty about their identity and beliefs. If you find yourself facing an existential crisis triggered by meditation, remember that you're not alone. These are universal questions that humans have been pondering for centuries. Embrace the questioning, the exploration of different perspectives and beliefs. It can be an opportunity for growth and transformation. You wouldn't expect a practice aimed at relaxation to cause physical discomfort, but sometimes meditation can do just that. Some people experience headaches, nausea, or fatigue, especially when they're first starting out. This is often due to the unfamiliar practice of sitting still, focusing inward, and controlling the breath. It's like learning a new dance move. Your body needs time to adjust and coordinate all the different elements. For some, the act of concentrating deeply can trigger tension headaches, while others might feel nauseous due to changes in their breathing patterns. And if you're not used to sitting for extended periods, it's natural to feel a bit fatigued afterward. The key is to listen to your body's signals and not push yourself too hard, especially in the beginning. Start with shorter meditation sessions and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable. Stay hydrated, practice in a well-ventilated area, and don't hesitate to take breaks if needed. Meditation is often praised for its ability to cultivate compassion and empathy. But for some, this heightened sensitivity can be a bit overwhelming. As you become more attuned to your own emotions, you might also find yourself picking up on the emotions of others more intensely. It's like suddenly having a super-powered antenna that picks up on every emotional frequency around you. You might find yourself feeling overwhelmed in crowded places, absorbing the stress and anxiety of those around you. Or you might become more sensitive to the emotions of loved ones, feeling their joys and sorrows more deeply. This increased sensitivity can be both a gift and a challenge. It allows for deeper connection and understanding, but can also lead to emotional overload. The key is to learn how to manage this newfound sensitivity. Practice setting boundaries, creating space for yourself when needed, and engaging in activities that help you recharge and find your center. When we find something that brings us peace, it's natural to want to hold on to it tightly. The same can be true for meditation. It's important to approach it with balance and avoid becoming overly dependent. Think of it like a healthy diet. You wouldn't want to eat the same meal every day. Relying solely on meditation might prevent you from exploring other helpful tools. Remember, meditation is a tool, but it shouldn't become a crutch. So there you have it, the unexpected side of meditation. Remember, experiencing any of these effects doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It simply means you're human, and your journey with meditation, like life itself, will have its twists and turns. It's essential for individuals to listen to their bodies and emotions during meditation, and to seek professional guidance if they encounter significant discomfort or distress as a result of their practice. As with any practice, moderation and self-awareness are key. The key is to approach your practice with curiosity, kindness, and a willingness to listen to your body's wisdom. And remember, if you're ever unsure or need guidance, don't hesitate to reach out to a qualified meditation teacher or healthcare professional.